What's up, world? It's that boy Dane, 2G's Entertainment / Vision. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We call it Milwaukee, but we in Sherman Park right now.
Walking and talking and smoking.
And I'm finna give y'all some in-depth about the hood, you know what I'm saying? I grew up here. This is where I'm from. This is all I knew before I came down to Texas. But y'all gonna hear today some real live stories, some real stories of Sherman Park. Not none of that late 2000s and all that. This is the early part in the 80s, 90s. It's that Sherman Park right now.
We moved into the Sherman Park area back in 1973.
Man, how long you been coming up to Sherman, man?
Since 89.
Since
In
80.
95, a nigga touched down in that bitch permanently, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Ain't nobody out. It's about the best time to cruise the Burleigh Strip when ain't nobody out. You don't want nobody to see you with these cameras out and stuff. They like, man, what this nigga doing? Yeah, it's like that on this block. This whole strip. Everything's still pretty much the same. Not a lot of new buildings. Here to the right of me, over here to the right of me. Right here, these apartment complexes right here. This is where I came from. I stayed right here. I'm gonna pull over a little bit so y'all can see. Right here. These apartment complexes right here. I stayed right here. We moved here in 77, 73, 73. Me and my mama stayed upstairs in apartment D. And then over here at 3069, my grandmama stayed right there at the bottom. The 4 windows right there, that was apartment B. That's where me and Scoot grew up. This house right here next to the apartment building, that was Mr. Knesny and them house. They was the first white people over here when we moved here. They was the only, well, it was a lot of white people here, but these was our first friends right here. The Knesnys, this house right here. Right there, upstairs and down, they owned that whole house. And they was white people. Me and Ivan used to hang with them and their kids and stuff.
We moved into the Sherman Park area back in 1973. And if you probably, know the demographic back then, it was a predominantly white and Jewish community. Around 75, 76, when I actually started enjoying the park. It was just a small little pavilion, and my fondest memories of Sherman Park were the warning leads. That probably would have been around 78, 79.
But I grew up in a neighborhood that was predominantly black, predominantly white at the time that my parents bought a home on 45th and our avenue.
When you come around Sherman? About what year?
77, 78.
78?
I would say 78.
He before us.
Yeah, he was coming around.
OG.
Yo, I remember waking up early in the morning, grabbing that basketball, going across the street to Sherman and just being in that park all day hooping. My mom used to have to come get me to eat. Come out here, stroll down this block. Right here. Oh, Joey Jefferson used to live right there in that White House. That's where Joey Jefferson, he grew up with us. Okay, to right here on the stoop. I gotta get out for this one. I gotta get out. We're gonna leave that right there. Get out and show y'all. This was my crib right here. We sat on this stoop every goddamn day, me and the homies. My homeboy Dre stayed right here next door, Big Dre. This is where he stayed at. Right here. Right.
No, but shit, you know what I'm saying? In 95, a nigga touched down in that bitch permanently, you know what I mean?
Right.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? I was staying to my nigga next door, D-Nice, fuck with him, L Trey, you know what I'm saying? Dope, RP. When you're born and you got your, you know what I'm saying, your family. You can't pick them, but, you know what I'm saying, as you become older and get wiser, you know what I'm saying, you start to, you know what I'm saying, pick your other family, and like it was brought to me, you know what I'm saying, it was like open arms. Family took me in, so it was family, loyalty, respect, and honor. Nigga, you can't get that shit everywhere, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sherman Park niggas, that's what motherfuckers stand on to this day, and it's always gonna be like that, no matter how old that we get.
This is where it all started, y'all. I've been here damn near 20 years, right here in this house, right here, upstairs. And we stayed on this stoop, me and Dope, and everybody else, L Trey, everybody on this stoop right here. We gonna keep it moving though. Okay, we gonna go around this corner right here. Just showed y'all where I grew up at in my two spots. Now I'm gonna go around the corner. One of my best friends, Dope. Y'all know him as Dope Boy. Dope. But yeah, Dope stayed around the corner right here. Over here on 44th and Burleigh. You know what I mean? Turn this corner right here. I'm gonna pull over a little bit so I can talk to y'all again. This is my neighborhood right here. My best friend Dope used to stay right here in this crib, right there. Miss Clayton, she stayed right here. It's where Tawan grew up at. Right here. Me and Tawan grew up in that house right there. And our boy Dope was right across the street in this house. That's how we did it. That was Miss Clayton's crib. She had a basketball court in the back right there on their garage. That's the garage Latrell Spreewell took Tawan court down. He dunked on it and messed it up. But that's where we got our game at back there. This Burleigh right here. This is my strip. I used to get a lot of money down the strip right here. A lot of money down this strip. Right here, this was the zone right here. This is it. All between the houses and the gangways right here.
I should have told you what 50 was like.
I wasn't prepared.
You know, sometimes you sprinkle a little pee on your little pants sometimes.
Man,
I know, you can't hold it. Can't hold it.
That was 50 years.
Hey, 50 how you squirting a little bit.
Dog crazy.
Hey, you know, now you understand what it means by, you know, them being a little moist. You be a little moist. Yeah, man, sometimes, man, I tell you, know, I sprinkle throughout the day, man. You smell urine on your drawers at night.
That's the OG
Be
right
like,
there.
damn. Coming from where I went and then going to Sherman Park, same scenario, just a different play. You know what I'm saying? Like it was fellowshipping, man, down there. It just wasn't as close as it was with Sherman Park.
it was all close.
Yeah, I mean, cause
It was a whole different thing, right?
it was more family for me.
That's what I said.
You know what I'm saying? Because my family was tight anyway. You know, it was just different. And then, you know, once you get established at Sherman Park, you was already, man, in that circle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though like Billy and them was older, it was just like they was, my brothers and shit.
Yeah, they
you know?
looking like, is he gonna be part of this circle?
I think a lot of it, because I really wasn't a basketball player like that. I can hold my own, but I never, man, sat up there, man, and shot free throws every day.
So y'all, this is Mike Rags, man. Let you know, place where I grew up, man, at Sherman Park. And had fun, man. Had a lot of fun. Came around about 81, 82, where I met a lot of good guys and, you know, young ladies and things, and we all became family. We all keep in touch with each other still, via messenger, you know, group chatting and things like that. Played ball all day, ribbed all night, you know, hung out, and you know, I had a whole lot of fun, man, and lot of good times up there, and with the fellas and the young ladies, man. Shouts out to Dame, man, Big Dame, for doing this documentary. About Sherman Park, man, legendary place. Peace out.
I developed friends in the neighborhood. I developed meeting nice people, both black and white. Then transitioned into playing basketball, for Warning basketball. Mr. Clay was our coach, and a lot of other parks and areas would say they were the leaders of the pack in basketball. But let me tell you, the old Sherman Park playground used to get 2,000 people easy for every game that I played there. Dating back to the young guys, we won all our championships. That's what Sherman Park means to me. Our little guys won championships, 8 to 10, all the way up to 21 age group. We won championships. Purple and gold, baby. Purple and gold. If you don't know, now you know. Sherman Park was the place to be.
What you like about Sherman, man?
Love Sherman.
What you love about it, man? What?
Sherman is like Milwaukee's Rucker's Park.
Yeah, it was.
When you came to Sherman Park, when you left, you understood the game.
Yeah, we was like New York.
It's
Like
in
Rucker,
the
Rucker.
Yeah.
That's what Sherman Park is like a small Rucker, New York Rucker Park. It's tough on the park, you couldn't come up here soft. Everything was hard and tough on Sherman Park.
Understood the game.
Understood the game. You learned how to shoot, you learned how to hustle, you had heart. You got your heart up here. When it came to crunch time, you got it in up here.
A lot of vets come through here. I mean, legends.
And legends, everybody that played D1 came up here, got served. All of every last one of them. They came up here, got served. Had their scouts with them, left here with their head down.
One of my first cups up there in Sherman Park. I caught Durham Flowers. I think you might have been up there when I
Durham Flowers.
I caught Durham Flowers on a fast break. One hand. You know I did that one. I did that one hand like this. Man. I said, I think dogs, man. Whole family.
Yeah.
Your whole family. He can jump higher than all of us.
That's that boy KB. What up, man?
What's going on, Dave?
Not much, man. Tell about your Sherman Park experience, man.
Oh, man. My Sherman Park experience. First thing I touched down in Sherman Park was 1983. I was 13 years old.
Okay.
I had just moved into the neighborhood on 37th and Locust.
Right.
And all the kids in the neighborhood, they didn't play on the block. They all went to Sherman. And I wasn't familiar with Sherman, so I just used to stay on the porch until they got back in the neighborhood on the block, and then I would play. And then one day I just went to Sherman Park with them, and I fell in love.
My nigga, man. You gotta listen to You Know Mo B.
Yeah.
He made his own name for himself, player. Hey, T, man. Yeah, tell him let your goddamn hand go.
Hold up.
Like, no bullshit. Benny thought he was a cold basketball player at Sherman Park, man, back in the day.
I was in the top 5. Man, listen, let me tell you. Hold on, man. By the time it was all over, all said and done, I was being picked first.
What were you talking about that last
Put that work in.
Yeah, because we know you
I was gonna put that work in.
Nigga, you got picked first, nigga, because you was shooting the motherfucker.
If you didn't play.
Picked first with the nigga that had the fourth motherfucking game.
Stand up,
Benny. I got you.
Stand up for a second, bro.
Yeah. You know what, man?
Yeah.
I'm proud to see you out that motherfucking
Chair, nigga.
That's the OG right there, Benny.
Hold on.
Benny Banks.
I'm proud to see you out that wheelchair,
Got my cuz Twan in the house. BG. Motherfucker Theotis. My nigga T Hen. My brother Scoop.
Motherfucking Benny.
We just sitting back in the back.
What's happening, dog?
You still got the
You know
boys
what I'm
out
saying?
today.
This Sherman Park
We got
right
the
here.
boys out today, man. We
Many
been
stories to tell right here.
Goddamn fool right here,
These
man.
niggas right here, man. Some of these niggas ain't seen each other in a minute, but they talk to each other all the time.
Hell, you couldn't
It's
even
family right here.
Why? You said he chewing that.
That's why I love us, man. These niggas still ribbing each other.
No, how the fuck? How long you been watching?
BG, what's going on, man?
They still ribbing each other. So I see every commercial.
Benny had some sayings, man, for his motherfucking
That nigga be like, nigga, the cozy elf.
Hey, even if Benny
I forgot
Hey, Benny used to say shit, man, that you didn't really know, and now you can really, radar! What the fuck is radar?
That shit was on point, though, wasn't it? Yeah, I knew what he was saying. That shit was on point.
Benny had the coldest things and shit.
Hey, you remember that shit, nigga?
But was missing like a motherfucker.
Oh my God.
Missing like a motherfucker. So I never really understood what the kid was.
Man, I love you, man. What's happening, man? What's happening, man? I am. Sugar, man. How you doing, man?
We got $2 today.
You know, I drove past the stage. Man, start crying, man.
Don't do that.
That was my favorite. Man, how you
The OG done made it out. That's what we talking about right there.
What's going on?
Nigga, that's 100 right here.
Made it out. We all set. A2, we under the tree right now, y'all. This is a tree.
This is a tree, baby. Hey, I'm gonna tell you.
I remember them sitting under the 40-ounce tree, drinking 40s, getting toe up. Then they'll go out there and run 10 full-court games drunk and still be hooping.
Say two. When you come around Sherman? About what year?
77, 78.
78?
I would say 78.
So he before us.
Yeah, he was coming
He was
around.
OG, but Brandy breeded me, so you already know how long I've been around.
And man, it was just a different, man, it was like, you know how you felt family right away? That's how Sherman Park was to me.
How long we been saying this, baby?
I met Tooth there. That's my big brother. I love him to death. Him and my kids. You know, we all are just one big family. Even from long distance. Billy and Scoot and Damon, Edan and Benny and Dope, all those guys. I remember coming up there, listening all in real, rank on each other.
Yeah. You know, like the core of us ain't never really separated. You know what I mean?
Say that shit.
And I'm not saying that, I'm saying the core. The core people, man. You know, Damon in Dallas, man. And we still keep in contact. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it don't matter where we are, where we at. That Sherman Park thing is in us, man.
Sherman Park was like, when you went to Sherman Park to play ball, you had to have some game. So it was intimidating when I first moved in the neighborhood. But I said, let me go up here and test my skills. I always knew I had game, but I didn't know until I got there. When I got there and I was going and battling in the warning leagues and all the people that I was dealing with and playing with and balling with, after I got done dealing with them and playing with them, I said, I can play here. And I just started playing there and it just grew.
Hey everybody, it's Tiffany. I moved to the Sherman Park neighborhood in 1977. That neighborhood meant the world to me. Man, everybody became family. Everybody protected each other. And we just had so much fun growing up in our hood. It's so many things I could say, but I just can't put them all into words right now. But believe me, when I say that was the hood, that was the hood. Man.
We had so many walks of life coming through Sherman Park. We had the people that was down in the dumps. We had the people that was working families. Then we had the people that was up on their money. We had everything over there, but we all kicked it and we all gelled together. So it was just dynamic to be able to be in that environment, to be, grow up with these people and see these people to this day. And I love them to death. I tell everybody in the world, I love y'all to death. You too.
Right.
I love you too.
Same.
You my
You see,
brother.
hey, you see, I come looking for you.
I love you to death, just like you like my little brother. So, you know, we was like a family.
Right.
We was just like.
What Sherman Park meant to me: family, love, community, protection. I lived there for over 40 years in the Sherman Park area. Or should I say my parents, they lived there for over 40 years, and it was nothing but love. I mean, everybody used to hang out. You know, we didn't have to worry about so much stuff that we worrying about in today's society. It was nothing but love. The basketball games, the cookouts, the plays, even the community, the Boys and Girls Club. I mean, it was just everything. It taught us how to be as a community, as a neighborhood, as a family, how to be together all in one accord. I love my Sherman Park family. Sherman Park family for life.
My life developed from my basketball skills and my character skills actually through Sherman Park, because I learned how to deal with people that I couldn't deal with, and I learned how to deal with people that I loved. But they all jailed into me loving everybody, and it came from Sherman Park. Cause that was when me from growing from a boy to a man. Those are those years that I grew, and that was the time that I loved the most. I love Sherman Park.
All right, there you go.
My homie Big Nick pulled up on me. I wanted to chop it up with him about Sherman Park. Nick been around since day one. I wanted to see what he had to say.
My Sherman Park, bro. The neighborhood, the community, bro. You been in it for a minute. What it meant to you, though?
It was always like, I guess if you could say one word for it, so I guess you could say family, man, because everybody was family.
Everybody was family. I dig that, bro.
Everybody.
Was you around for the basketball days with the warning and stuff?
Terror Dome, man. You better not come
That nigga said the Terror Dome. Y'all hear that? That's a real Sherman nigga. He said the Terror Dome. Oh, they put them gates up. We went to the Terror Dome then.
Yeah, dang. Let's lock them in.
Yeah, that's right.
The door is going down in here, hoop, and it is what it is. If you want some extracurricular afterwards, we was with that too.
Right. See, two coach me at the Boys and Girls Club, the Sherman Boys and Girls Club.
And I'm gonna tell you,
they had panels and shit. They was still getting their ass. Hey, hold up, y'all. What you say?
There's a difference between Sherman Park Boys and Girls Club and Mary Ryan. Let's make sure we get that straight.
What's the difference? Why would you say it's a difference?
Well, people from outside of our Sherman Park area start coming to the club. And they only came to the club. They didn't come to the park afterwards. They got dropped off, they got picked up.
I don't look at the media as a big spread. I don't like the media. They lie. They lie.
Who don't lie? You got niggas that lie.
They lie. You know what?
What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro?
What's your name, man? What they called you when we was growing up, man? Let's go back, man. Let's tell the people, man.
Green Knight Dyke, baby.
That's Green Knight Dyke, my nigga right there. We gonna go back. Yeah, how you doing, man? I'm glad you came through, bro. I appreciate it, man. What I'm doing, man, I just want to give the people a little taste of my neighborhood, man. And some of the people that I ran with, who I consider, my Sherman Park family, man. And just let the people know, man, how you feel and what Sherman meant to you. So my first question is, man, how long you been coming up to Sherman, bro?
I got back in school. I started going to Sherman Park probably about 81.
You know Billy Ross, was he around?
Yeah, Billy Ross was around.
Okay.
Billy Ross,
Okay.
I ain't been Benny, I could go on, man. Thomas, it's a whole bunch of people, man.
It's a whole bunch,
Too many names I can name. After playing ball from morning to night,
yeah.
Up under the tree, barbecue, drink, shoot our shit.
Right. And up under the tree, I heard you say up under the tree. Yeah, up under the tree, a lot of niggas got ribbed on and everything up under that tree. Beat up.
Damon and them had the little Nike boys, and I remember we used to run up behind them chasing them, And we used to, you know, have just like a little, that was our little clique. Dyke, Damon, Sean, Dope, Pistol Pete, you know, all them cats. They, as much as we probably got on their nerves, they got on our nerves, but they protected us. They had our backs.
Nike boys was legends at Sherman Park.
In Sherman Park?
Yep, guaranteed.
I know you moved a lot around the city and everything. Is it a big difference going on with the youth of today? Do you think they got that La Familia, that family, you know what I'm saying, orientated type thing, where they just wilding?
Totally different. No structure whatsoever.
Okay, I say that because when we was out of order, our OGs checked us.
Yeah.
You think it's still that going on these days?
Well, I can't disagree with that because I'm not around them and their structure. But what I can say is growing up with the ones that was up under me and the ones that was up under others, there was a whole lot of more obedience.
Okay.
And when I say obedience means that they listen to the old ones. They listen to the ones that had a little bit more knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So now, I call the young guys renegades because they have no structure and they just wild it out.
Man, would you consider yourself one of the OGs coming out of Sherman?
Absolutely. Okay. Without a doubt.
Okay.
Again, to say shout out to my Sherman Park SP4LIFE family. And what does Sherman Park mean to me? Mean everything. Taught me, raised me, brought me to the man I am today. Couldn't be who I was and who I am without that. Learning hard, learning my bumps and bruises, getting through the trenches. That's to earn your stripes. Nothing but family, nothing but community, brotherhood, sisterhood, taking care of each other. It really blessed me to be able to play at the college level, play overseas, and then come back to the community and try to raise this next generation. Chili Sauce, Billy Ross, DG, all the OGs, my brothers. Man, y'all, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all let me be who I am. I love you guys, man, to the day I die.
First of all, I stayed on the corner from Sherman Park for about 40 years. And back then they had this old pavilion before they made it into a Boys and Girls Club. Well, I went there. I was one of the first ones up there to be a member. Back then we had the wooden membership cards. You know, everybody knew each other. You went and hung out at each other's houses, played football and basketball up in the park. And up there in Sherman Park, that was where I got my first job at. Up there in the Boys and Girls Club up there. You know, so we had so much fun back in those days. I wish we can get those days back again.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Pernell, PJ, whatever you want to call me for the day. Shout out to my guy, my brother, D-Night, for asking me an important question and then giving me the opportunity to talk about something. What does Sherman Park mean to me? Wow. That could be a real long story, but to make it a real short story, Sherman Park pretty much raised me. Everything I know, everything I've applied as an adult, everything I pretty much learned, I learned in that park. You know, the thing about Sherman Park is that Sherman Park is like the meeting place for the city of Milwaukee. It was in the middle of everything. It wasn't in the hood, it wasn't in the suburbs, but anybody who was anybody had to come through Sherman Park just for some credibility. And I don't care what anybody says. I mean, whether it be basketball, hustling, whatever it was, you came through that park.
This house right here, baby, yo, used to stay over there, corner house. We stayed on this block all day, every day. This 39. This house over here to the right, this White House, this used to be London them house. White House right here. Did a lot of time in that house right there. That was Lund them house. Y'all know Lund having big money now. We're gonna come down the block, just let y'all see the neighborhood. A lot of us stayed on this block. It's where we hung out at, on this block right here. We walked up and down this block and out here on this strip, this Sherman Park strip. And you had Michi, Tiffany and them, they stayed right here in the corner. Tiffany and them, they all stayed right here to the left, this corner house right here. Yeah, that was Michi and them house. Then over here to the right, this cream house over here to the right, this was Lavelle and them house. Right here, y'all know Big Lavelle. Y'all see Big Lavelle sitting on this porch all day long. Yeah, right there. This the hood right here, Sherman. We turned down 40th. I used to be right here on this block too, in between them houses, just chilling.
What you gonna do? I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
I get down there, he's standing outside. We turn and walk back to my house.
Dribbling.
Then when he do it to my house, he come back and I come back with him.
And if we fucked up on the dribble, nigga, wherever we was at, then you got to go back to the block.
Coles on 47 and Birdline. Yeah.
Walk that motherfucker all the way.
All the cracks in the line. Want me to tell you what helped? What the biggest thing I learned from you got to get down there with the ball. If you don't get down there with it, you gonna fuck up.
It'll be gone. And you can't look at the motherfucker up.
You gonna fuck. That's the only rule. You gotta get down there with it. If you don't get down there with that motherfucker, you gonna fuck. I don't care who you are.
And don't look.
You
at
can be the best
motherfucker
dribbler in the world.
Man, when I went to join, I was killing them niggas, putting up 30, 40 every game. I ran to this old dude, 44 years old. I ain't never seen a nigga like this. Nigga can shoot left or right-handed. You know him too. From 3-point, left or right-handed. Money. Played with Daryl Banks at Marshall. Blaine Hampton.
Yep.
I'm like, this
Blaine
dude,
Hampton, one of the
this
best
dude
ever.
putting up 70 on us, man. I'm like, what?
You know who I thought was one of the best ever?
He coming up off the
Fred
dribble,
Jones.
left-handed.
Oh, good.
Right.
Without a
Hey,
doubt.
That
to the
motherfucker,
right.
man. I ain't never seen a nigga like that.
Without a doubt.
What he do on the dunk?
Oh, man.
Hey, man, that motherfucker took forever for him to dunk.
How long it take you?
45 minutes. I told you. Trevor Pioneer. Hey, Brian and shit. He took
That nigga that took his
free
shoes
throw
off and
line.
all that.
Dragged
He
his
cut in the
feet.
mud.
With a free throw line. And then
He just posted a video.
I said,
I'm playing that.
I see that video. That's what the fuck. Hey, the video took.
that nigga was like this.
Listen, I went to go eat. I put a pastry, man, from 36
For Reynolds.
You know it takes about 50 minutes for them food. I went, man, I put the motherfucker, I preheated the motherfucker. I went on it, Brian ripped the motherfucking ball. He got the ball.
Took off.
I put the motherfucker in
The motherfucker.
I preheated it.
Yeah.
Heard the beat. Put it up in there, right? I go back and I sit down.
Damn. The motherfucker still.
Brian didn't even make past half.
He ain't went past running fast.
I went to see, man, what my side dish was gonna be, and what I was going, what kind of sauce.
Right?
I go sit back down.
Well, Brian ain't now.
He just went past that point. Go back up in that motherfucking shit. Making sure, man, that I got, man, you know, guys, I gotta have my pepper and salt with the shit.
All that good
I'm
shit.
checking my spices. Dude, you look like Gooch. That's who you look like. Oh, hell no, dude.
Somebody done told you that before?
Hell no.
Yes, they did.
The house,
Just
man,
sitting
right
around
off
kicking it with some of the homies.
40th Street.
Telling some old Sherman Park stories. Got the Mexican with me.
Man, I just
Tiff and Tyler.
Trey
Folk Mob right there.
Right.
That's what's happening. That's the big homie T-Bone.
Actually, if you go to Lavelle and them alley, it was the house that I was doing was right on that.
Think about this, man. We had some killers over there. Remember that one motherfucker that was killing them motherfuckers?
When I started going to Audubon Middle School, ran across Damon Russell, who introduced me to a lot of the fellas around there, from his brother Ivan to Big Vern, TJ, Big Marv, Eddie. I can go on and on with this. It was like a brotherhood when I was around these brothers. And then of course, that's when I really started to be more involved with Sherman Park. Once I started hanging around, these fellas, Damon, and all introduced me to one of the legends around there, Darren Ware, Mr. Two. That's like Big Brother right there. I think he made me truly fall in love with the game of basketball. I watched the game, of course you have your idols, the Michael Jordans and this and that, but to actually see guys in person that can do the things that you see on TV, man, I ain't never seen nobody shoot like Two. The friendships, that I encountered over the years, a lot of my friendships, with the guys from Sherman Park area, they continue to this day. Even some of the younger guys that were coming up, they still are around. And when you have that, that camaraderie, that's something that you can't fake. You can't truly fake real friendships. Not to say we have to be the best of friends, but respect plays a big part in friendships. And the guys that I grew up around, I truly respect those guys because I watched the the struggles. They watched me go through the struggles. So that's a mutual respect that we have with one another.
Hey, this is Omega, man. Just to speak on Sherman Park throughout my years of growing up, it was family. It was loyalty. We had fun. We did things together, man. We really grew up together and created together. Sherman Park for life, baby, you heard?
Everybody call me Lee, back in the hood. Sherman Park, I was called Little Lee.
Say, man, what you got to say about Sherman Park, man? You're an OG out of Sherman.
Oh, man, like I was telling you before, man, me and my family moved over there, man, right across from Sherman Park on 41st and Burleigh. Circumstances, we got kicked out of our house and whatnot. So, the park was right across the street. And, we met you, we met Ivan, you met everybody, and shoot, it was like a family, man.
How many years you think you did over there in Sherman?
Man, you gotta remember, when I did my 4 years at Tech, then I worked at the boys club when I first got there. So I was working with Calvin and all them. You remember? I used to sneak y'all in.
Yeah.
Y'all supposed to be in at the coat check, losing your little cards and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Good days, man. Good days, man. They kind of formed us to where we are, man. I mean, if you didn't have a good family back in the day or anything like that, man, or you had trouble in your house, let me tell you, man, Sherman Park, man, everybody came there to get away from all the other stuff, man. Yeah. There was nothing but love at the park.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So if I can ask you, like, in one word, can you describe Sherman in one word? What would you say about it?
I mean, what I've been talking about now, family. I mean, you got to understand. Took our minds off a lot of real stuff that was going on in the world.
So you would say Sherman was a good experience for you then?
Oh, man, if anybody say Sherman wasn't a good experience, then they didn't experience Sherman.
Right.
That's the only way you could do that.
Right. The club didn't used to be there. That's Mary Ryan right there. That ain't Sherman Park. That's Mary Ryan Boys Club. That didn't used to be there. It used to be a sandbox and stuff over here. These courts didn't have a square backboard. You played on this side of the court, but then we had another court right there. That was the training court right there. They played hard right here next to the tennis court to get on this court right here. Everybody played hard so we can play on this court right here. And of course, it looked different back in the day. It didn't look like this. But times change. This where we from though. This our soil. Sherman Park.
Don't get no cooler than me, you know what I'm saying? I said when I walked up. We both must feel the same way. Don't get no cooler than me.
What's cooler than cool, nigga?
Man.
What's cooler than cool?
I was disrespectful. I was disrespectful.
Yeah.
I done walked up to an ice cream talking about being cool.
Hey, we together, man.
You know how the hell
Together. I'm gonna go about doing that, you know?
Rolling, right?
Man.
My nigga.
So with it, man. See, we out here in the park. Sherman, that is.
Man, I ain't gotta like this, man.
Me being gone from Sherman for a while, BG kind of touched on how it used to be and how it is now.
We always going to other boys and girls club. They got that grant and they start building boys and girls club. Perfect location, but for this location, we're in the middle of the city. So now when they come to the boys and girls club, they ain't from Sherman. They might be from way on Capitol, way on 76, down there, you know, on 27, way over there by Washington Park, because Washington Park ain't got no boys and girls club. Where they coming?
Right.
So now you get kids from every community, every neighborhood. You walking through people's trenches and you being disrespectful. All that ain't, man. We used to be able to walk from North Avenue to this park every night at any time, and it was cool. You could stop at somebody's house, drink some water, play video games. Your mom and them ain't gonna say nothing because you calling on the home phone, not on this. You don't call that home phone. When you get home, you in trouble. You was at somebody's house where you could have picked up and dialed that number.
Right.
They don't do none of that now.
They don't do none of that?
No, we don't. We part of it. We set some of it up.
Okay.
We still do some of it.
What happened, man? It's just what? Everybody just started doing their own thing. Because I know we was a big family.
We all got our own opinion. We still here though.
Yeah.
That's the catch. That's what I'm saying. The people that come up here, you know, they don't use the park for what it is no more. We never would have had no motherfucking grass on the court. Look at that, fam. Show that. No, it wasn't none of that. We had 2 courts. Why they take, like Bill said, why they take the 2 courts down? We had 2 full courts going, one for the young dudes and one for the old dudes. And if you was a good young dude, you could come play with the old dudes without the fence.
Right. They don't have the baseball games up here no more like that.
That Boys and Girls Club took over. That's their baseball park.
And they wonder why it started being called the zoo. Everything was a cage. That's why we started calling it the zoo. Everything is a cage. Everything, the tennis court, basketball courts, everything is a cage. You get caught up in this cage, you ain't making it back up out of here. That's what made it the zoo. Then that's why we start calling it the zoo.
We ain't supposed to tell them that.
Yeah, but that's the truth of it. If they want to know the history.
They want to know the history.
Now they call it Burla Zoo. It wasn't Burla Zoo. It wasn't Burla. It was Sherman Park. Now it's the Burla Zoo.
Say, I remember.
Don't know nothing about Burla.
Hey, I remember back in the day when Sherman was covered with bushes all the way around. You couldn't even see in here. Whether you was on a bus or not, you couldn't see. And you had to come through the Sherman Park to get in.
And we had fireworks up here on the 4th of July. You
Every year.
Go nowhere else, just as slick as at the lakefront.
So they not doing none of that no more?
None of it, D. You see what the parks look like. We gonna blame it on somebody. It's the county.
It's the county.
Well, we gotta vote. That's what everybody they gonna say. Vote. Then vote what? We know them. They from this neighborhood too.
You know, we could blame it on the county, but then we got to take responsibility as well. You know what I'm saying? The community went down. Everybody, you know, the real folks was either dying or moving out of the community. Once that happened, and off-brands moved in and didn't have the love for the community that we once had. They just let it go down.
Tell them the story you was just telling me over there. I told you I was gonna bring it back up.
What happened?
The reason why you can speak and you talk and all that, you understand what's happening.
I mean, you know, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we in the reality of it is, you know, it's 6 reasons that niggas out here dying. You know what I'm saying? 3 of them is just either respect, ignorance, or you know, just lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying, of knowing who we are. Then we got this other half where you got this jealousy, insecurity, and hatred. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, these police, they out here, they killing us because of lack of respect. They don't respect us. They ignorant. They don't know us. So they kill us. You know what I'm saying? They fear us. You know, but then you got us black folks killing each other because we insecure. We jealous. We hate each other. Why the fuck would you hate me? Because I look better than you. Go get your shit together. So our community has went down because we don't know how to build one another up. You know what I'm saying? Sherman Park is the place where we rib a lot. Right. Some people come up here and can't take it. You know, you rib on a motherfucker the wrong way, they can't take it. Next thing you know, I mean, well, you know.
When you say when we was younger, we knew the police around here.
When we were younger,
you know what I'm saying, we knew our police officers around here.
You know what I'm saying? Police and really debate. The police come out there, shoot the basketball with us. We really knew the police around here.
Right.
You know, the ones rode their bikes, walked in the neighborhood. We knew them.
Right.
They didn't bother us. We didn't bother them. But then we could flip it because I also knew Blondie and Staples. They're from this neighborhood as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they catch you at the wrong time, they beating your ass.
Right.
And they gonna drop you off in somebody else's neighborhood and let them beat your ass.
We normalized that a long time ago.
So,
yeah, this that neighborhood though. This that Sherman Park neighborhood. That's what it's about. We got a lot of money on this strip right here. Domino's used to be right across the street. 4100. That used to be Domino's. That's where Benny worked at. So if Benny worked there, we all worked there. That was the neighborhood Domino's. If Benny worked there, we worked there. And of course, right here on this block to the right here on the corner, it say 42nd Street Bar. But that's the famous GD's right there to the right of me right here. This bar right here that we going past, that's GD's, Gloria Days, Marty's. That used to be the name. And over here you got Red Snapper. Red Snapper still here. Still here.
My name is Adrienne Lathan. We moved to the Sherman Park neighborhood in September of 1983, my 7th grade year. We actually still own the home on 38th and Burleigh. And what Sherman Park means to me is home ownership, block watches, block parties, families, and lifelong friendships.
Yeah, what's happening? This is OG Bobby Johnson, Sherman Park OG. Yeah, first of all, I want to give a shout out to those that wear Nike where I'm from. You know? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Sherman Park means to me. Sherman Park means to me lifelong friendships, lessons learned, you know what I mean? And many pebbles create the foundation on which I stand and plant my 10 toes every day, you know? So I'm gonna tell you, it bred many legends. Some were players, some were gangsters, some was athletes, played basketball, football, baseball, soccer, whatever sport you want to call it, you know? But Sherman Park was a place where you can go, spend all day, sun up, well past sundown, and be safe. Not have to worry about nothing, you know, because somebody has your back. You know, they had the boys club you could spend time in. Some of us who at some point were banned from the boys club, meaning we wasn't allowed to go in there, you know, but all in all, I wouldn't change anything, you know what I'm saying, about that place. Sherman Park is a fantastic place. You know, there'll never be another place like Sherman Park, ever in life. Sherman Park, we breed real ones, true ones. It's a way of life. It's a culture. It's a belief and a concept. And most importantly, Sherman Park is an understanding. So understand that. You understand?
Sherman Park meant fun, family, friends, community. Sherman Park meant I was going to have a melting pot of experiences every time I came out the house. This is what Sherman Park meant to me.
The legendary Sherman Park. Listen, it was a great time in my life. It was 13 years old. I just moved up in the neighborhood, and I had to hone my skills in order even to play with these guys. It was much older. There was factory workers, there was players, there was pimps. And if you didn't win a game, if you lost, you wouldn't play the whole day. I used to get there at 7:30 in the morning and play to 10:30 at night. The one thing I learned to build relationships. I learned what to do and what not to do. Some of the people I played with during this time was Bobby Brown, Lynn Bias, Irvin Bailey, again, Curtis Scott, rest in peace, my nephew, J.D. Dyson, Felix Johnson, Billy Ross, just to name a few, Brian Gardner. I can go on and on about the development tutorials I took from these guys. I was that guy. I was a little bigger kid back then, so they used to try to say I used to be a bully, but what I did, I didn't bully anybody that didn't deserve it. My thing was to play ball, play hard, go hard, and give it all you got. I propelled that to the rest of my life. It has, again, it made me understand what life was about.
It was just normal. It was just some normal stuff.
We learned how to avoid contact. That's why we started coming to the Boys and Girls Club, hanging out with one another. when you wanted to go do something stupid, it was like, nah, B, hell no, man, come on, let's go play basketball. B wanted to go do something stupid. You said, nah, B, let's go play basketball. That was our way out.
Right.
That was our way out.
But in the day, that's what they don't do. They don't utilize all that. We used to play football, baseball, basketball, all in the same day.
Right.
Man, we used to have the king shit playing right there.
The grooving in.
All that.
The grooving in.
Bust the window right there.
Red snapper.
That same garbage can right there. I used to jump off that damn garbage can from the 3-point line.
When you
Just
say, since we was kids, and I'm gonna say since we was kids, cause I've been knowing you like that.
We ain't on nothing though, y'all. It's even better we getting footage.
You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing you since we was kids. I couldn't even play warning when you started playing warning at Sherman. You remember that?
Yeah, that's why I tell the story that I got MVP in every age group. I might have did it twice.
Yeah.
And we had a ball doing it though. It wasn't no individual, nothing.
Right.
Never. That's how I was brought up. It was all family. Right. Like right now, we can call on each other and we doing this because you in town.
Right.
Watch how we pulling up. It ain't just because we miss you.
Right.
We could have found something. We could have partied, drunk, and kicked it somewhere else.
Right.
You know, I got to take something back. This is what I do down there. They need to know. They hearing about us on the news.
Yeah.
Meet some of the real people from where they say this negative.
And I got a lot of friends down there. They like, man, y'all Sherman motherfuckers, wow. So I said I'm gonna go home and do a documentary and let some real Sherman people who I think certified to speak on us. Because there's a lot of people that speak about it and they try to talk the history and don't know the history. So that's why I wanted to grab you.
I still say, like, when that shit be going on in our neighborhoods, if the people that like showing up right now, we just start walking down the street, that shit'll cease.
It'll cease.
It'll cease in the right direction though. We ain't gonna tell them stop. We gonna tell them it's a way to do it.
Right.
And we, out of all us, we gonna know somebody. Out of respect, that's what I'm saying. That's somebody. And that, but you don't get respect unless you garner respect. We take the time to listen to them. Somebody took the time to listen to us.
You just stopped for a minute. I thought that was you. I was talking. This nigga that came by.
This what we gotta go through. They gotta come in and out of here. We ain't on nothing. We grown men. They pull over here, we gonna talk to them.
Right. County Park.
All that footage need to get caught on.
It's a county park.
But the kids made it like that. We got the footage from when Lil Dog just ran through here with the Draco. Yeah, and when to put it up and come back through. Come here, man.
Brad,
you got in your neighborhood late at night.
That's what big dude though.
What's that?
That's a big dude, dog. That's what
hey, it brings back memories when we all just be sitting up here just. When I say just. It ain't even about basketball. That's the killer part.
There's other parks around in the Milwaukee area. Guys used to come there and try to take over Sherman Park, but no sirree, Bob. We wouldn't let that happen. And that's when the development came. And then in high school, I ended up being a part of the state championship team. It was that knowledge I got from playing at Sherman Park that propelled me to being a state champion. And all of a sudden, I went to college and did some great things. I'm now actually, again, a dean of students down in Minnesota. And it's just, I tell students about my life. I talk about my lived experiences. I couldn't have done it, man. I was just one part of the legendary Sherman Park. They say, oh man, you was a legend back there. I don't look at it like that. I look at it, I was just a participant who learned, and I was someone who gave back. I really appreciate this opportunity to talk about Sherman Park, man. It meant so much to me. It'll always be a part of my life. And if I could ever help and pay it forward, I would. I continue to do that working with the kids I work with. I traveled around the world with a program I call Why Can't I Go? Giving kids the opportunity to travel through the world. We've been to 6 continents, over 30 countries, and we got one more continent left, which is Antarctica. Man, we've been doing great things. Thank you, Sherman Park. I appreciate you. Love.
What can I say? Sherman Park brings back a lot of memories for me. I grew up in the Sherman Park area, and it was peaceful. You know, they try to paint us in a bad light lately, you know, but some of the
best basketball players came out of Sherman Park. Some of the people that's responsible for giving back to our community, that are school teachers and principals at MPS, and the best coaches and players. You know, a lot of them came up in the Sherman Park area.
It's your boy Lovelace Redmond Getty. I was given a task, man, to come up or just share some of my fond memories of Sherman Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Just growing up in that neighborhood, representing Sherman Park when it came to the Warren Project Respect League. Man, when Sherman Park, like I said, man, that was the foundation for me, man. I just have a lot of fond memories of being representing Sherman Park. I definitely was a Sherman Park representative. So like I said, man, it was my foundation when it came to basketball and the relationships that was formed over the years, man. I was able to, meet a lot of great brothers, and to this day, I've lost a lot of great brothers from that Sherman Park neighborhood. Shout out, rest in peace to Billy Ross, rest in peace to Dan Ware, Tootie, rest in peace to my main man, Paul Clemens. But again, man, like I said, that's where it started for me. Shout out to Ronnie Taylor, one of my first Warren Project Respect league coaches.
We had ice skating, we had softball, tennis, the Milwaukee Kickers soccer team. A lot of middle class families, came up there, and people that from all over the city came to Sherman Park. It was like a mecca, and I love Sherman Park. I always will represent Sherman Park. Like I said, I think we're responsible for some of the best talented athletes in the city, and not only that, people that came out of there gave back to the community. I'm just proud to be from Sherman Park and represent Sherman Park, and always know that never judge a book by its cover. Don't believe what you hear. What you see and hear in this documentary here is the truth about Sherman Park, because I know the guy that's making it. And I'm very proud to be here and represent that, and the love that I get from them and the love I get back. There's nothing like it. So it's Sherman Park for life with me. Brian Gardner, Scott, a lot of greats came out of, Getty, shouts out to Damon, of course, a lot of people came out of Sherman Park, man, and it's a beautiful area. I got nothing but fond memories about it, man. So this is the real, what you see here about Sherman Park. Love y'all, rest in peace to Billy Ross, Darren Ware, John Dyson, and anybody that I forgot, I'm old. I'm old, and forgive me for that, it's not to take away anything, y'all know who y'all are, and I love y'all. SP for life.
Sherman Park, man, I just remember the park just having a good vibe, man, just having a positive energy jumping off. You had ladies working Channel 6 playing tennis. I remember watching Joanne Anderson playing tennis, the tennis courts jumping, people playing softball at the park. It was a place to be, man, and that just growing up in that neighborhood, we just always had that family environment. I tried to challenge myself last night before I filmed this, like, what do I remember like when it comes to fighting? I don't remember that, man. I don't remember a lot of fighting. We did a lot of ribbing under that tree. Man, I had JR on the sideline ribbing a bunch of folks, man, but man, we had so much love for one another, man. So that's one thing I remember, and it's something I hold close to my heart, that we respected one another back then on a whole different level, man. And like I said, the relationships, just being able to play ball with so many great people. Billy Ross, rest in peace. I mentioned Paul, I mentioned Tootie, but I was, to this day, I'm still close and got so much love for all my partners who I was able to play with. Brian Garner, Trevor, Lil Man, Lil Ivan, Tawan Clayton, Meach, Andre McMurtry, Damon Russell, Eden, Felix Johnson. Man, I can go on and on, man. We just had so much love. I can remember Tawan Clayton parents on the sideline supporting us, Ivan parents, Garner, Brian Dad on the sideline encouraging us, man. And so just to grow up in that area, man, in that neighborhood was just something I wouldn't trade it in the world. Trade nothing in the world. I hold it close to my heart. So like I said, when it came to that warning league, you wanted to be up in Sherman Park when Sherman Park was playing. Park was packed. We had so much support, so much love, and like I said, man, it was just something to this day. Even here being in North Carolina, man, it's just something I truly hold close to my heart. I really miss some of those days, but again, it's part of my DNA, man. It's part of what makes Getty. So Sherman Park for life.
But I'll be retired in a second. Then it's gonna be over with. I'm gonna come back and visit. I guess that's when they give away the money, huh? When you retire.
Get them how they roll into it, little folks. Yeah, every time they roll through, we ain't on nothing. They know not to mess with us. Ain't nobody over here on nothing. The most we got
life in Milwaukee County in the city of Milwaukee. The state of Wisconsin.
And I just told little dog, didn't I? Yeah, I got something in my pipe, man. Get out of here.
It's the state of Wisconsin.
You just said that too,
State of Wisconsin.
Oh, you know they was coming.
Little nigga just ran through with the great go. Come on, man. They ain't gotta see you with nothing. They see you running and calling now. Yeah. Cause it's this neighborhood. But you gonna see people running all the time.
I mean, I
don't mean they own nothing.
I just don't understand how can you get in trouble from running through a park? A park is where you're supposed to run at. If you're a child and you're running through a park,
What you do.
that's what you're supposed to be doing.
But listen, the people that used to be up here with us,
and beyond the park hill, that's what kids do. So they strike out running for no reason.
Somebody running, there's something going wrong. You know, our grandmamas used to come out at this time right now. This would be when they be sitting on their porches and all that, and we all can kick it in the neighborhood. They don't even come outside no more because the noises and shit they hear. How you doing?
Hey, did you guys hear any complaints about someone pointing a gun at someone?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Somebody pointing a gun at somebody. You got that?
Yeah, I got that.
Nah, they gonna stop.
But this the footage that we want. This is what we need. No, the first person asked, they gonna call and tell them. They gonna call and tell them we cool.
Oh yeah, they come with.
They just had to show up because they said gun in the county park. They want something. I think they're getting away from us because we're banning them. I'm telling you, if you wouldn't have cut the camera on, they wouldn't be able to just roll through this motherfucker and laugh. The first dude asked the question, said they're cool, and what they do, B? You know, they're cool and what? They just did it, didn't they? Give us a rundown, B, you know.
You see, I had nothing to say to those guys, man. You heard what I said. I stay out their way. That's my way of avoiding police contact. I don't say much to them.
I understand.
Yeah.
But then you don't tell the other side of you where you work at every day.
Well, you know, I work with the youth. You know, I try to get the youth to avoid from having contact as well. You know?
What you do? Everybody what you do?
I work with the youth. Yeah, special
What you do?
Work with the youth.
What you do?
Tell the people who you is, man. Tell the people who you is.
That's what we do.
Yeah. And this just a short version. All us, you know, crisis stabilization, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Coaches, teachers, and
trauma informed. Everything is trauma informed. Everybody got a trauma. We all got traumas. You know what I'm saying? It ain't what you got. It's how you deal with it.
This your boy Jason Smith, aka Smitty, aka Mr. 7 Foot. You know, Sherman Park. If I had to think of one thing in one word, I would call it home. It was a place for my brother and sisters and my friends off of Sherman and Hour. We call home. Always good. I always felt like that place was, they said, really showed me how to play some basketball and track. Say no more. It was just a good family feel. I wish that kids today can understand how lucky like I was to be around that type of atmosphere and to play for the, you know, like Warning. To this day, it's crazy. 35, 40 years later, you know, I still have some of the same friends from the neighborhood and still still could represent that purple and gold. Not that Washington purple and gold, but that Sherman purple and gold. But through all and through everything, I would say, man, I'm glad to be raised in that Sherman Park area. And it'd be Sherman for life. One love. Deuces.
You know, growing up with Billy Ross, we went to elementary school together, me and Billy. So I had been knowing that dude, rest in peace, Chili Sauce. I had been knowing him for over 40 years. And he was a mainstay in the community, was always a positive influence.
I met Bill years ago back in Hillside. He was playing ball with my Uncle D. And from that day I met him, he's just always been a cool brother, always been a friendly brother. I mean, just polite, just had a good spirit. And me and him been friends ever since. Every time I see him, he always got something good to say, something positive to say, and he always got a smile on his face. That's what I love about him.
What about you, big dog?
Man, that's my man Bill Ross, man.
Who you be?
Big AC, baby.
Big AC.
That's right.
This nigga used to fly over everybody, dunking on everybody.
Yeah, man.
All day.
My man Bill Ross, man, but like I say, met Bill Ross when I was like around 15.
15?
Yeah, kicked me off the court a couple times, said I play too much. Said you play too much. Once I got the plan, you know, they showed me love, him, my man BG right here, Bro Twine. My boy Smiley in here with me, but like I say, my man, he brought everybody along with us. You know what I'm saying? Much love to him.
Man, how long you been coming up to Sherman, man?
Since 89.
Since 89?
Yep.
Who you plug in with when you came up here?
Billy Ross.
Billy Ross.
The GOAT of Sherman Park.
You plugged in with him, huh?
That's my brother. That's the GOAT.
GOAT.
Anybody say any different, they lie. Billy Ross is the GOAT from Sherman Park.
I know Billy Ross. I come to the park up here about like 13. So, of course, I played 12, 14, born up here. Sherman, I played 15, 17. Man, it's the hood, man. You know, rest in power to Billy Ross, man. You know, I know him as a shorty, so rest in peace.
I met him in my teenage years up here at Sherman. He was going to be one of my Warner coaches, but he turned the team over to somebody else. From that point on, he's been nothing but, like my man just said, a man amongst men, a leader, you know what I'm saying, a mentor. You know, he led by example. Hey man, hey man, rest in power, OG Billy Ross, man. Chili sauce.
Oh man, Twan Clayton. You talking about Bill. Bill was a mentor to me, man. He helped develop my game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He showed me really how to get down out here. You know, he taught me loyalty, family. You know, really don't accept nothing.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Give it to him every chance you get, and then, you know, it's Sherman first.
Yo, Nike. You know, Billy Ross was a good dude, man. My spirit has just moved on from thinking about all the things that we've done, all the neighborhood, you know. I'm in a whole nother different neighborhood, bro. So when I think of Billy, I think about basketball, really, and how loud he was. He was one of the loudest dudes on the court. And he had game, and he played quarterback, and he played football. So, you know, I try to lift up the fondest memories that Billy had, me and him had, you know. That's it, you know. As far as personal, I don't want to go there, but Billy Ross was the dude. Every time you came to Sherman or was around Sherman, you heard Billy Ross' voice. You know, Tootie, you know, rest in peace, you know. So, hope this is sufficient enough, man. You know, I'm out here in Cali now, man, and I miss Billy Ross and Tootie, as well as all the other legends, man, from the block in Milwaukee. All right, peace.
I'll just tell you like that. Build my life because it started up here. You know, we used to come up here every day. We playing basketball. Bill like, man, what's your name? I said, Brian, man. He said, where you come from? I said, man, I've been up here like you've been up here. He said, with who? then I mentioned Brandy. They don't too many people know who Brandy is.
Yeah,
remember.
right.
So one day we was playing, Brandy, we sitting on the end of the bench, the Pimps playing. Earl Jackson, all them, I'ma just name names, it's over with. Make a long story short, Brandy said somebody gonna get hurt. And then Brian, we gonna have you. We know they gonna let you play because you a kid.
Right.
So they let me play. We end up winning the game. Brandy gave me 500. From that day, I was on the first court as a kid. That's why I asked Ed that. I wasn't trying to be funny, man. You had to earn your right to be on the big court. I'm talking about we used to sit with our legs crossed
and watch the games.
But Bill never was one of them dudes that had to do that because he was a big dude. So
Right.
Bill played all the time. So we play in the summer. Bill say, you go to Stoyman? Yeah, I went to Stoyman. Oh, Stoyman was a hit factory. We all went to Stoyman. We went to Stoyman. You went to Stoyman. You went to Washington. Bam, we go to Washington. Bill say, man, we ain't never had no freshmen play bar, but just come to the school, man. I got you. I said, Bill, but man, I can go to such and such and play right away. He said, but man, just to bring back to the hood a title, and that's all we missing is somebody that's gonna run the team and not want to shoot the ball. I ain't gonna mention no names because the nigga that gave up his job is the same nigga that hit the big shot for us to win state titles. I said in the end, but we go I go to school. We end up playing at 85. I'm a kid on the team, so I'm running the team, all that, but we win state title.
Billy Ross. I can tell you a story about Billy Ross when I was younger coming up. We had two courts at Sherman Park. You know, you had the big boy court and then you had the little kids court. We always wanted to, strive to be on the big boy court. But, if it wasn't your time, the big boys will let you know you got to go to the baby court. I remember one in particular time, Billy Ross, he seen me. I know he's been checking me out, trying to watch my game here and there. Came, pulled me to the side one time. It's like, Mo, your game is coming around, but it's the big boy court. You got to go on over there for a while. So, that was a humbling experience right there. Coming from a gentleman, the caliber of Billy Ross, man, it was surreal. It was a humbling experience, and I love him for that because that made me work that much harder, to strive to be better, to be the best at my profession.
Brian,
listen, I'm Big B. I'm 44. I've been coming to the park since I was 5. All these guys that you see, every guy that you see out here, goddammit, done taught me something one way or another. You know what I'm saying? I got love for everybody that you see out here. Billy Ross is one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? He's a man amongst men. You know what I'm saying? You can't really, if you speak on Billy Ross' name and say that, you ain't never had it out with him, or you lying. Billy Ross gonna have it out with every motherfucker. Yeah. He's gonna put you in your place. He gonna make sure that you come from a certain cloth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Billy Ross, and once he see you done got there, he gonna look at you, he gonna pat you on your back, and he gonna let you know you there, and you gonna be invited into the tear down, so to sense. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's who invited me when we talked about the big court. That's how I got on the big court. Okay. I played with Billy Ross. He picked me up, put me on his team, and that's how I got on the big court. Okay. And because he allowed me to do that. All so right. Homage to the OG, Billy Ross.
Peace to Darren Ware, too, and my man Big Billy Ross.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it ain't what it was.
Wasn't no fence. Let's go, man. Walk the path, man. We out here. I got BG, Tawan, Clayton, Big AC. There's a lot more missing, but it's how we is today. My niggas.
Turned us in the wrong spark with this.
Man. Okay. I told him that's when they came down to the zoo. I remember when I had a fight with Mario right there. It was at the warning game.
Stop the whole warning game.
On the G, he got into it. He was fucking with D Brown. I beat him so bad, G. I beat him into the tennis court.
Y'all niggas walking fast, slow up, man.
I beat him into the tennis court. Nigga, I stumped him under the fence. Nigga, he was stuck in the tennis court, G. He couldn't even get out. G, I remember when I had a fight with Crucial Conflict, G. We all came
Boys and Girls Club.
We all came running out these motherfuckers. Pat was standing right here passing out
Look at
pistols.
the trail, dog. Look at the trail.
It's a trail.
He got a trail.
It's a little bit shown.
It's still showing a little bit.
Yeah, it's showing a little
Hey, we walked this trail many a days. Y'all can believe that.
Even if you didn't stay on
many
this
a
side,
days.
you walked the trail.
We walked this trail many a days.
Hey,
Yeah.
but later in the years, night, we had a little spot right there, nigga, when we first started, nigga, right there, nigga.
On the picnic bench. Now we coming up on the Sherman Park, the back way of Sherman Park. I ain't gonna say the name, but this is where we caught that nigga at when he jumped in the truck and the truck stopped. This is where all that action happened right here, y'all. I know who I'm talking about, but I ain't gonna say no name. When he got stolen on and took off running, had the whole park after him, and this way he ran to. Right here in this area. He jumped in the truck right here, and the truck stopped on him. When the truck got about right here and realized somebody was in the back, he stopped. And about 15 niggas jumped in the back of that truck and did work on that dude. Y'all know who I'm talking about, but this is where it happened at on this block. Got into it with one of the homies. And he came back to Sherman and told us, and we didn't know who he was. Sherman wasn't supposed to have a basketball team that year, from what we understand. But they showed up for the game and played for Sherman. And Run said, there you go. One nigga fired him, he took off running. He tried to jump in the back of a truck moving. He got back there and it stopped. Everybody jumped in.
And that's history for that Sherman Park, nigga.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
This is Sherman.
He caught poles, mace, all type of shit. He'll tell you. You better not
You
lie
ain't
on
gonna tell
him.
you. But we have to put this Sherman Park history.
Yeah.
You do, BG. Anytime you on
standing right here.
Anytime you on Facebook, they say, anytime you on Facebook.
We on camera and you just, I'm listening, man.
This the real. This real shit though, BG. You can't hide the real.
Yeah.
Anytime you on Facebook, what y'all remember about Sherman Park? What's the first thing they say? And his ass whooped in the park. That's what they say. So you gotta put it out there.
What to do, man? You can't do nothing but laugh.
No, you ain't got to be real, man. It's the truth.
It's history. Just to clear it up, everybody thought it was on Birdline. Nope, it happened on this block right here. This is it. Y'all know the famous, let me slow down for a minute. Let me pull it over for a second. Y'all know the famous walkway right there. That is the famous walkway that we walk through every day. Right there, famous walkway leading to the basketball courts. Now you see it. SP.
Dame, you at it again.